And then I'm like, it's like I'm like I got like mud, and I'm just like laying against a tree, like the alien walks by, and then my eyes, I'm like,
I'm walking, and you're like, yo, why you stop? I'm just looking at the trees. I'm shaving. You know that?
Anyway, welcome back to episode 136 of the HeadKanon. The HeadKanon podcast.
Yeah.
Thank God we finally got through that.
Yeah,
we were struggling to get through this. If you guys are new here, we have a new episode every Tuesday. If you want to follow anything for the Twitter, Instagram, whatever, Discord, it's all links down below. We do appreciate you guys checking us out. Yeah.
I have to write the copy for an intro.
All right, you want me to redo it?
No,
I'll redo it.
no.
I'll redo it.
It's not because you stumbled.
No, it's okay.
It's not because you stumbled. It's just
it's okay.
We say the same thing every time, and we say it so differently every single time.
Yeah, no, there's no consistency here. I mean, but when we do have a copy, it's just like it doesn't work out anyway. We just kind of like, it's like I'll read the script, throw it out. It's like I'm too good for this. I've been doing this. Damn, I've been doing this for 136 weeks.
We should be like comfortable with it by now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, but it's like a new. Because I used to have the old drunken ship thing ingrained into my mind. If you remember when we used to do Discord shows,
I don't remember Discord.
It was ingrained. I could do it like that, but not even thinking about it.
That was me with the For Film's Sake intro. I couldn't recite that.
Yeah,
fucking amazing.
I don't remember drunken ship intro.
I don't either. Croc could handle that.
What was it?
The drunken ship one. Yeah. It's like, hey, welcome back to the Drunken Ship podcast. I'm your host Jordan. Here's alongside with Tay.
That's it.
And then it was something else.
Then we talked about the topic today. We're going to be talking about.
Right. Yeah. It was like really just ingrained in my mind.
Yeah.
You gotta clean these.
All right. Yeah. So, hey, welcome back to the HeadKanon podcast, everybody. I'm your host Jordan here, alongside with my co-host here, Bryan.
Yep.
And then alongside him is Tay here.
Hello.
Hey, well, let's see. That was not so bad.
That was great. That was fun.
Anyway, boys, we're hitting the bomb again. We're
You know how we're making sequels now?
Sequels?
Each podcast.
Yeah, there's a sequel episode.
Of a sequel. Yeah. We're doing a lot of follow-ups lately.
We're going themes. We're going that works. A lot of so anyway, why we picked this topic for this week is we had a lot of people from last week that really enjoyed the segment about us doing survival shit and hunting and doing all this. I should have wore like camo or something. I wore like a business outfit, which I guess this would be. I'd be at an office job, and then I'm gonna have to go full commando where this shirt's gonna be like black. It's gonna have holes in it at the end of the show.
Yeah, it's
gonna
like
be
a
on
Last
fire.
of Us wardrobe.
It's gonna look like a Shia LaBeouf shirt in the end of Transformers or something like that.
Transformers 2 no, Transformers 3 specifically.
Yeah.
Optimus! So we're getting down and dirty. We're going apocalypse scenarios this week.
Have you ever done the thing that you like tell like Floaty Sud or somebody like touch your shirt and you're just like, hey, you know what material it is? It's boyfriend material. Like that husband material.
Damn. I'd probably get punched in the face. You like that? Anyway, Bryan, do you want to, all right, so you wrote a couple questions here. We're doing apocalypse. Yeah. So we're doing alien invasion.
So we're the thing is like people enjoy listening to us.
I didn't read none of this at all.
Yeah, I didn't either. I'm gonna let Bryan read them.
People enjoy listening to us ramble about like what we would do in a survival situation. So.
And Bryan, you can't say, I'm going to give you a rule. You can't say you can't lay down and die.
Listen, that's going to be a given.
You said that like 10 times.
I did. I was listening back to the episode. And I was just like, I got to go to a therapist. Like that, I give up way too quick. In
the
these
waffles
situations.
doesn't cook. I'm going to kill myself.
The battery's dead in my remote. I'm pulling the trigger right now.
What's that? The guy from Oppenheimer, the video.
Anyway, so the apocalypse scenario that we're going to be talking about today primarily is going to be an alien invasion. So,
that's coming down?
I don't get it.
Bryan, put a UFO going down on top of the
No, you just cut to like there's a PNG of a UFO and it's going.
Anyway, so the scenario that I came up with in a couple of questions was scenario 1. The Anunnaki are real. They want us for their gold. They've come in and are about to...
They want us for gold? What?
Do you not know that the Anunnaki... It's fucking out of the water.
Because I'm looking at the camera.
That's a good water from a big jug.
So the
that's
theory...
That's 2 a.m.
I do keep this next to my bed.
Yeah.
Fucking...
Can we? I love that story. No, where me and Tay used to be roommates, and just sometimes you'd wake up in the middle of the night, and you just hear
That water bottle
it would be It'd be like just dark. It'd be on a crisp like December night, and you just hear.
You hear that crunch. That would be good.
You're like, and you're. You
I never forget when they came home like 2 o'clock in the morning. Jordan's asleep.
Yeah.
And I get in bed and I looked at my Instagram at the time.
You know what the story is? I sent him a video on Instagram like later that day, and he like got home with a check.
And they did black guys a dance. He did an iPhone ringtone.
Yeah.
Then I laughed. He woke up laughing.
I woke up to Tay going because I could hear the video he was watching, and and he was like trying to like he was like trying to hold his laughing out. I woke up and I'm like, you hear that?
Not talking about.
Shit, I gotta try to find that.
Shut up. I'm sorry.
Oh, God, my face is red.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah, I can never pronounce that. Anunnaki.
Anunnaki. Yeah, that's
Anunnaki.
it. So do you know that the theory is that the Anunnaki made humanity to harvest gold because gold is what they use to run their technology.
Your dad wrote this?
No.
Did your dad write your homework for you?
So that's
Call
the
him
theory
right now.
That's the theory behind it, that monkeys were on Earth and then the Anunnaki came down and then they mixed their DNA with monkeys and then popped out humans, and that's why we have like so much similarities to.
That's why we got
DNA.
Bigfoot.
Yeah, I guess. And so Jesus Christ with the spam.
Is there bills?
No, it's just a fucking spam.
I haven't got those in a minute.
Turn your cookies off.
There is whatever. I'll talk about that later. Their technology is advanced. We are realistically no match. It is a world-ending scenario, at least as we know it. What do we do? And the first question is, what do you do on the day of the invasion? Like, a lot of this is dependent on, I guess, on where you are. Like, are you in a big city? Are you in a more rural area?
Okay, let's
What's
paint
happening there?
Yeah, let's paint a picture here.
Yeah.
All right, so we're at.
You go first.
All right, so we're at like. What do you want me to paint a picture for it, or
Yeah,
you want me
paint
to
a
just
picture
answer
for
it? But let's say that we're like at work, and then it's like you just like alarms go off on your phone, and actually, do you guys remember the like? Here we go on my ADHD tangent.
Yeah.
Just a quick like side note. Do you guys remember the Hawaii? Like there was
The Hawaii missile.
Yeah, there was
alarm?
there was a fucking nuke.
It was a
like
false
a missile.
alarm, but it was you got a phone. It was like an Amber Alert, but it was
For a
for
missile?
for a missile. Yeah.
That
a
is
year
like it
ago,
was
too.
coming over like over Hawaii or something.
Yeah,
like
there was like we have detected a nuclear alarm headed towards Hawaii, and like Hawaii was just gonna be blown off the map by this fucking thing, and they sent out phone warnings.
I
And
I
it was
remember
like
I
someone
was,
pressed the run button.
yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
I remember I was at like I was in high school, and I remember I like looked at my phone and I'm like, oh shit, this is it. This is like the world is ending now. Oh my god.
So I was gonna ask, like, do we get like national security shit like that from to our phones?
Yeah.
Like, say if 9/11 happened again today or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd
We
all
we'll
get
probably
S-
get an Amber Alert. There's like an emergency system that broadcast in the
So-
telephone networks.
If there was ever like a foreign invasion or like a UFO attack or something like that, like that's what we'd get that immediately first. And then so let's say we get one of those, right? Like it goes off.
Shit's scary hearing this shit.
It is scary.
And then let's say that you turn on the news, you're at work or something, and you're all gathered around TVs now. And you're like, thank God I'm off. Like I was,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I get out of work for 10 minutes, and then you're like, oh, this is real.
Yeah.
All right, you go home.
You know what's a scary moment in like one of those situations? Like if aliens did invade, the scary moment would be everyone pulling out their phones at the same time and reading the exact same piece of news on the Amber Alert.
The scariest part would be like everyone looking up at each other and being like, is this real?
No, I think the scariest part would be like people. Say if it was in New York and people there are looking up
Yeah.
and he's seeing this ship come down or whatever.
It's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, like what do you do? And if you know it's not human.
It's one of those things where like the camera shot is like you start off in a close up of someone's phone and then you pan up
Yeah.
and like the whole
Everyone just
city's
pauses
on
what
their
they're
phones
doing.
looking up at the sky.
Yeah.
And then the horizon you just see that.
I think the
Independence
first
Day.
thing it would do is probably go to TikTok. It would probably be all over TikTok. It'd
Dance
probably be
on
like,
Behind it, the spaceships behind them while they dancing.
I'd straight go to that blackout that we've been sending each other pictures of.
Space, time, matter, the dark matter.
Yeah, there's like this crazy
Stargate
guy.
activate.
There's a really crazy guy on,
Yeah.
actually, you know
Have you
that,
sent me this?
yeah, the guy, he's in one of those like compilation videos where it's a bunch of crazy people on TikTok.
Hate that
It's
video.
one of those, but we found his actual page. I would immediately go to his page first to see what like
What
knowledge he
the
was
fuck
dropping
he's
on.
saying?
Yeah, he'd probably know the truth.
That's funny.
He's one of those guys.
He's got like a little like wire around his head. It's got like a stone on it.
Yeah, this on his name, like screaming in the train, like.
You know what Tay does? He like this guy always saying some gibberish, and Tay will just send me voice messages constantly.
I've been
and
on
this
that
guy's
past
gibberish, like space, time,
matter.
quantum matter, time
You
dilation.
didn't respond to the other one. I was at work, walking to my job, and I sent it to you.
That's like one of those. You sent me that word. That's one of those videos or one of those things I open up in the middle of the night and be like, what the fuck is he talking about? Space, time, quantum dynamics.
Can you imagine hearing that at 4 o'clock in the morning? Like, the fuck is he sending?
No, probably the first thing I do is like open up my phone, go straight to TikTok, and be like, "Is this real?"
Is this what the
It'd be on Twitter in an instant.
It would be,
yeah,
that
that
would
would be.
Twitter be on fire.
So what did you do on the day of the invasion? A lot of this location dependent.
But how roughly did you evacuate from? How quickly, roughly, how do you get out of where you are and find a place of safety? And what is that place of safety?
Well, it's probably first off, the government's gonna be like, stay indoors, don't
Mm-hmm.
like lock your doors, don't come outside. This is emergency. Probably every city would go under
Does it attack first or
what is the
Well,
state
that's
of emergency, right?
Well, that's the thing. Let's kind of like paint the picture here. So like where we see the big fucking ship in the sky.
You think we're gonna see? Okay, let's say, are we gonna see? Let's say that there is a ship
Yeah.
or multiple ships.
But
like
is this an Independence Day scenario where
They're over every-
immediately attacking, or is this in
What's the Keanu Reeves movie? That's what I'm thinking of.
War of the Worlds?
No, the Earth Stands Still or something.
The day the Earth stood still.
I'm talking about?
that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Is it like a science invasion? Is it an Independence Day?
I would like to
invasion?
imagine more like a sign. I would imagine it'd be more like a signs type deal where it's kind of like there's a couple ships. There's one in Mexico. There's one in the U.S. They're just kind of sitting there. We don't know. They're not doing anything, but they're
Right.
sitting there.
What
We're
are-
like,
yeah, like a rival kinda, where like
Right.
they're just kind of dropped down at key points of the planet and like
they're not.
they're not doing anything.
And then we have
immediately.
all these like Arrival is probably the most like
Arrival's a fucking great movie.
realistic version of that.
Or District 9.
I haven't seen District 9.
It's fantastic.
District 9's more of like cyberpunk. It was more like infused.
Yeah.
But Arrival is like a good first contact kind of type of movie.
Yeah. Or is it like fucking like the what the fuck is this movie? The Spielberg joint? Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Yeah, so kind of like that. Like, what do you envision when you think of an alien? Because what I thought was like ships go down into the sky and kind of like big major like city points, contact points. Like we're seeing it in the news, and then like 2 hours later, the U.S. decides to attack, and then like it's fucking.
I don't think
done.
we probably wouldn't initiate an attack. We'd
No.
probably we'd probably detect it. Let's say hypothetically they were coming from space.
Mm-hmm.
We'd first off be like,
We would predict them.
if there was like a huge ship coming down to space, coming down from space,
We would track it.
they'd be like trying to track it, and then we might get an Amber Alert or something. Because if they knew that it was going to be like, this thing is this like, there might be multiple ships up there or something.
Yeah.
Let's say I want to imagine it's like a science scenario where it's like there's a bunch of ships coming, they're just float, or maybe like they just pop up. We didn't even detect them. Like they just
They
pop
just pop
up.
up, yeah, like warp engine right into our sky.
Yeah,
like
there's
Mass
actually a
Effect.
particular scene in Science where I like where it's kind of like there's a bird there, like it's showing Mexico, and then you see like a bird like flying, and then it just hits something, and drops out of the
Yeah.
sky, and you're like, what the hell?
I don't remember that. I haven't seen that movie in years.
And then
War of the Worlds is a scary take on aliens.
Yeah, War of the Worlds is
Yeah.
pretty
Tom
good one.
Cruise.
but I would like to imagine that it's like kind of ominous first. Like it's just like there's a big build up to it where it's like, what the fuck do we do? They're just sitting there. We're not attacking.
Well, it depends.
They're not attacking us.
Too. So what I assume is, say they do land, it would be.
I don't think they would land. I think they just kind of float there and just present like
Yeah.
their like
If they
their
didn't have-
dominance to us.
It in a high populated area. We want to attack because it would hurt civilians.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to lay low for a bit, but be high security alert.
Yeah.
So essentially,
Oh, dude, we did definitely have like every missile.
You
launch.
think we go on lockdown.
yeah,
for sure.
yeah. If they're coming to our planet orbit or whatever, it's probably like 20 minutes of like go home,
Yeah.
stay home, or stay in your location, whatever. Don't move.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll probably land into like maybe the White House location if they know what that is,
Yeah.
New York City or whatever.
See, that's a really interesting thing. Like, do they have a concept of political power in a context that would make them land in a
They would
place
probably
like the
just
White
probably
House?
go if they wanted to. If it was like an actual invasion and they wanted to wipe out
Yeah. Like if we're assuming that the
Population.
purpose is to invade and take over the planet.
Okay, then they would probably just go to the most highly populated every city. They would have every major city on lock.
Yeah, they would hit one and show us like we're dominant.
Right.
To you.
Or probably like surrender. Like doesn't have to be as many casualties. Or maybe they just want to terraform the planet. They just want to annihilate us. But let's say just for hypothetically right now, the first initial contact is just them floating over major cities. What do you do in that situation?
What do you do?
Like so.
I go, well, first thing, damn, like I already know like people are gonna be freaking out. So like
It's gonna be bloody panic.
work is gonna send you home.
Yeah.
I don't.
They're like-
I don't know.
The work, you think Amazon would make you like stay there?
Yeah, any corporation will. They will still stay there. I would literally. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I will leave and go home. Because everyone's gonna panic when they see this. There's gonna be a lot of people on the road.
Yeah.
Might have to get out the car, walk.
It's gonna be it's gonna definitely because that's why they tell you don't leave is because it's gonna jam up every
But
highway.
this gonna be on. This is not gonna be on just phone. It's gonna be on the radio too. Like,
It's
This
gonna be
is gonna be-
everywhere.
it's gonna
It's
stop.
gonna be cameras,
Yeah.
radio.
and let's say this is not just America. This is an entire
it's
every
a global invasion.
This is-
global
this is
invasion. Yeah,
like
planetary.
for us post 9/11. So we taking this seriously. It's like another terrorist threat or whatever. Terrorist threat.
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
And,
It's not a terrorist threat. It's an invasion.
yeah, I know, but we're
We
paranoid.
would react to it
Yeah.
with the same energy as we would react to like any terrorist
attack.
Yeah.
threat.
So we'd be scrambling. They'd be like, imagine that, dude. Just jets flying over, just like military roaming down the street.
Yeah, from the base.
Tanks.
That's a fucking scary thing. You see a jet flying into this thing and then it crashes into like a force field.
Yeah,
or some
I'm thinking the
shit.
exact same thing. Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
get close to it. It just fucking.
Just-
Or
It's
like
blown.
maybe you see like a jet like coming near it and it just like vaporizes it and it's like what the fuck.
Honestly, it's so many scenarios you can pick through that one question.
So I'm because my thought for that is like I want to go home. Like I want to be home with my cats and my girlfriend. But like I know that that's not like really. There's nothing that I can do realistically that would guarantee me safety except like maybe finding Libby, putting my cats in like a big box, and then walking.
What if you hear like the president has died or whatever? what do you guys react to that? Like,
I mean, there's
White House lid explodes or whatever, like Independence Day or something.
the lid explode. Well, the first, I mean, it's just that's so far out of my control, and like that's probably the least of my concerns.
Would you
It's
feel
like,
helpless because the president's dead?
No, not really. It would just more be like, how am I going to react? And it's just like how like does any situation like that where it's like a national disaster would be the same thing, like a hurricane's coming. How do I extract?
Honestly, I don't think food and stuff. This is the next question. How long can you survive until you need to search for food? That wouldn't have been my first thought, getting food.
Yeah, it wouldn't be my first one either, but like that's kind of so here's what I do. Like I see this thing happen, this thing descends into the sky.
Yeah.
Where like fuck.
Let's say
that's a
you're
real
here,
thing.
right? Like
Yeah.
you get the knowledge, like you get it on. It's on. They work here. It's
Yeah.
telling you just go home.
Yeah, I
What is-
wanna
what is-
go home.
Okay, you go home. Like you're
Yeah.
driving down. You're seeing a bunch of other cars. What is your plan of action and how you're gonna handle this?
I think that like so I definitely the thing that I want to say is just I just stay wherever I am. So there's like nothing I can do. Well, what I know that I would do is I would go home. If I'm here, I would probably go to my parents. If I'm in Atlanta, I'll go to like wherever Libby is.
Yeah,
and,
what if like technology just shut down too?
What'd you say?
Like a global EMP.
Yeah, fucking terrifying. Terrifying. At that point, everything's fucked. But yeah, I think I would try to go home, reunite, be with my cats, with my girlfriend and my parents. And then from there, I would try to organize a way for us to get into like a not urban area. Like I would like to go into like in the middle of West Virginia, like a
I'll take you guys
cabin
with me.
somewhere. Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, so this is what I would do.
Yeah.
All right. Because I can like I've been not in this situation, but like I know kind of how like a little bit of plan of action because like when I was during the pandemic, this is actually what my thought process was all right. So this is happening. First I need to go home.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make and I already should have a bug out bag where it's just like in a bug out bag. If you don't know, it's just kind of like just in case of emergency, and not just like like a pandemic or like, but in national disaster, you should have a bug out bag where if you had to get out of your home, and there's a fire or there's like a national disaster, or something bad is happening, you need to have like a bag where it's just like medical stuff. It's like you have your like money, extra money in there.
Yeah.
Food, like extra stuff where it's just like you just grab that and just go and you'd be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have one of those right now, so my first initial thing would be like pack a bag with just the most essential items that I can. So probably like water, a lighter,
A knife.
obviously, yeah, knife, like a survival knife or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just like canned goods.
Well, I mean, this is like I need to carry this on my back. So probably I would go home and make a bag like that where it's like essential stuff, where it's like phone charger, backup power, emergency food, emergency water.
Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. No, I was like,
Yeah, no.
if I'm being dead serious, like I'm not bringing any of that shit. I'm like this because it's all gonna be weight. It's all gonna be like
I know.
because the scenario I'm gonna put myself in is like if I have to leave my car behind, if I get stuck on the highway or something, this has to go my back, and it's gonna fucking suck if I have to like rug it with that thing on my back. It's the same thing with like backpacking because I was interested in getting into backpacking. I still am to this day.
Of course you were.
Dude, it's fun.
You're an insane human being.
But yeah, like backpacking is like it's all about how you pack it and it's all about weight. And then just because once you get onto like after like, the 15 mile, you're like, this is getting heavy as shit.
Yeah.
So anything, I just try not to overpack stuff and just pack very essential stuff and then just items that would just make the most sense. I'd pack a bag like that. Obviously bring my gun.
Yeah.
Probably have to go to the store, get ammo.
If it's still there.
I mean, I would still have it. I mean, this is the first contact. So this is like...
Well, the ammo might not be there.
Yeah, that's the thing is like...
People are raiding stores.
And I should... Yeah, at this point, like people
It'll take 45 minutes for people to start raiding.
Yeah. So I will... Okay, let's say this. I go home. I pack my shit. I contact you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I would probably be like... first off, I'd probably contact my parents. Be like, hey, I'm going to come home.
Yeah.
This is going to be bad to be in a city. I need to expact from the city. I need to get out of here. I have a home in Virginia where it's just like secluded. It's in the middle of fucking nowhere.
That's interesting. I think I can go to the country too.
Yeah. It's like, and I'm like, and then after I let them know that I'm coming, I'm like, probably get it like, just pack up in a scenario where I'm like, okay, if I had to leave my car behind, like, am I going to have to make this fucking, I'm going to trek it. Like, I'm going to have to.
It's going to be a Last of Us situation.
Yeah.
Walking from one end of the coast to the other.
Pack a bag, grab my loved ones, grab my gun, and then probably like just emergency foods and stuff. And then after that, after I pack a car, I would contact you guys, be like, hey, I'm going to Virginia. This is a real ass emergency. You can come with me. You can bring your families, whatever. If you guys want to follow me, you guys want to make like a little convoy or something, go ahead. We need to coordinate this. After I contact that, I would probably head to the store.
Yeah.
I would try to get any kind of like protein bars, stuff like that. Just like
granola bars.
Just like fuel.
Like just anything that just be like, what's going to help like on a like hiking food essentially is because like if I have to hike, it's like small bars and then it's like.
You just need them to be calorically dense.
Yeah.
Nuts and all that shit.
So first thing's like food, just fight the crowd to get the food and then head to the gun store. Stock up on much fucking ammo as I could possibly grab. I'm probably blew $1,200 worth of money.
I would go to the like CVS too and all that shit.
Oh, medical stuff. That's not a bad. And then hit all those stores. And I'm trying to do this in like probably within like 2 hours.
If we're together, you gather food. I get the medical stuff.
Yeah.
That if okay, so if we're gonna conjoin forces and we're gonna travel together to get into like
2 hours.
Right.
Yeah,
I'd be like, okay, we're gonna have a meeting
here.
point. We're gonna meet at like the diner or something like that. We meet at the diner. That's like at like 6 o'clock. We meet at the diner, and then we're getting the fuck out of here. So then, do all that. If someone's traveling with me, and then I'm like, okay, we're gonna leave now, and then probably try to make a little convoy with cars, and then hit the highway, and then try our damnedest to.
We're not gonna make it that far either, because it's gonna be eventually.
It's gonna be congestion. It's gonna be like
this might be like a back road situation, if anything.
For sure, probably.
Yeah.
And then if I had to guess, if there's a state of emergency, they're not letting us leave the city.
Yeah.
So now we have to kind of come up with a plan of like,
I'm leaving the fucking city.
I'm leaving the city.
Yeah, I'm leaving the city.
So this is the point where it's like now it's
well,
like
granted, they're everywhere, right?
Well, yeah, but it's if they're strategically planning, they're going to go into the more densely populated areas, which means that the less populated areas probably are like a less risk. So like I don't think we'll be totally safe in a rural area, but like if they chuck a thing at New York, like we got to get the fuck away from New
Respectfully, I'm trying to
Respectfully.
York. Yeah.
stay away from people I don't know either.
Yeah.
That's why I said country.
Because
Oh.
people are going to freak out.
By the way, why I like probably go to food. I think before I go get ammo, I think I might hit up like REI camping gear. Definitely going to grab some camping gear. This might be like a situation where I'm going to have to be camping.
Yeah.
So if I have to leave my car and like I'm traveling by foot to Virginia, 5 hours away
that's
is like gonna be
days.
a couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going to have to be camping. So I'm going to hit up, I'm going to go grab a tent, grab a sleeping bag, and probably like a survival knife, like kind of like where you can have like one of those things where you can flint and steel.
Yeah.
Just something like a multitaskable thing where it's like it's one item, but I can, like a Swiss Army knife where it's like 4 or 5 things where I can like create a fire if we need to, or like stuff like that, and then
It would take 84 hours to walk to
Yeah,
Charlotte
I just googled it
to
too.
VA.
84 hours.
83 hours.
What's that? 3 days? 2 days?
Yeah, it's 200. That's 3 days and some change.
3 days. That's 3 days of walking nonstop
Yeah,
though.
3
That's
days
plus so you gotta have
nonstop,
to
yeah.
rest,
Yeah.
So it'll probably take about 120 hours, 130 hours to get to Virginia.
and then that's also like trying not to get lost.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like assuming that we have GPS technology, sure. But then we're probably gonna have to find a map, figure out how to read the map, go to where the
Also,
map
like
is.
your phone charger,
Yeah.
like electricity, trying to like charge up your like devices.
I would turn my thing off every hour.
Yeah, like turn it off and on when you need to. Yeah.
Yeah. What I was thinking of.
Probably try to figure out like some kind of like radio, like probably grab a radio while I'm at it if that's the
Yeah.
REI, just like because that might be the only kind of contact I have
Yeah.
on the
That we might
outside.
need to communicate with people.
I want to stay away from people though.
But I think that's like my first initial. Those were the thoughts I was having during the pandemic. So
Yeah.
that we're going to kind of
Crazy to me.
have a little bit of. I know.
You know what's funny about that too? So I have a friend in China, the
Yeah.
hotspot of it. So during COVID, I was contacting someone who's actually legit.
You had someone on the ground floor. You're like,
Yeah, it
what's
felt like
the
the guys like, what's going on over there? That's what it felt. He's a doctor too.
Oh damn.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
So he was saying it was getting worse and shit all over there.
Yeah.
So I can get like other world point of view what's going on over there.
Yeah. Literally the other side of the world.
Yeah, if it stays up. I'm using what it's called WeChat. That's
Yeah.
what I use. Yeah. So
Yeah. It's bananas. I think so. I think I'm with you. I think I would pack up some essential supplies and then try to rough it out to get to a place that's safer.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like it'd literally be in that like walking from state to state. Like it'd be like the Last of Us journey.
It would,
Walking Dead.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Walking
like
Dead,
Walking
yeah.
Dead situation. Yeah.
Yeah. So at that point, that's what I'm doing. But like, so we bring enough food for the trip to get there, right? But like, when you need to resupply, what's your strategy there?
Where we camp, where we are, and
Actually, while you guys answer, I'm gonna go.
What are you doing?
bathroom break.
Bathroom break?
Drinking that gallon of water.
So we like say we like
Careful with the door; it'll bump the camera.
say like we're 2/3 there, right?
Yeah,
And it's like a whole bunch of us.
yeah,
We be scavenging. So we would have to make camp here.
yeah.
I'm gonna turn my watch back on.
Mm-hmm.
It's been off like 2 hours or whatever.
Yeah,
Find a nearest convention store or whatever.
convenience. Yeah,
Convenience store. So take like 2 or 3 of us. Let's go. You guys stay here.
right.
We go to this store, and we probably take like maybe 30 minutes, an hour, maybe hopefully
Yeah,
by walking distance, and we get what we need. Come back, then we eat there. You want to maybe, or just continue the trail.
yeah,
I want people to stay at a certain point. Don't follow us.
Right.
Stay there. We'll come back to you. Cause the people who's staying there are probably those like people who needs to stay there that they can't travel for or whatever.
yeah. They need to rest, or they're the
Rest,
person that are gonna take the next shift.
Yeah,
into
because
the
I know in
next-
a situation I'm gonna be the person that'll be like, I would go
Yeah.
and find things we need.
I feel like I would want to do that too. Like my inclination would be to like go help and
Yeah.
like go find the supplies that we need and like try to problem solve.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting thing. I definitely think that we're walking to wherever we
Me
need
too.
to go.
Because I can see a traffic jam like
Yeah.
not even an hour in.
Yeah.
It's gonna be to the point where we got to get out of here.
We
It's
gotta
not
get out,
moving anytime
especially
soon.
if like there's some sort of like imminent danger that's like
Yeah.
things are exploding or things are getting like fucked up at that
Yeah.
point. Like we're definitely not getting anywhere by car.
Yeah. That's interesting. If it is you said we're going to VA, that was fast.
Yeah, that was a fast pace.
If we're going to VA,
Yeah.
that's 83 hours. Yeah, we got like foods that give us energy, like carbs and stuff, water.
Right. At what point are you eating
I can last a long time with no food.
berries and shit? You know, like at what point are we like scavenging the woods?
Well, we're gonna last food for we'll be fine with that.
Yeah.
But I think like probably like maybe 2 months in.
Mm-hmm.
Granted,
That's what I'm thinking too.
we're gonna have to like
What happened?
had to go hunting for food.
Yeah. We're talking about like at that point we've set up camp because we're like at some point during the trip, and we're like we gotta rest and we gotta get some food. So
Would you guys come to Virginia with me? That did that type of
I
situation?
feel like I probably.
I feel
would.
like that would be the safest place to go.
Yeah, I
probably
think
would.
being
that's
in
the type of place I know to go. Yeah.
I think being in a country area, open space area is more safe.
For sure. Yeah.
I don't want to be around civilians because civilians will freak out. And
just
probably kill you for your rations and all that shit. Like,
And
I don't
just-
want to be around people.
Me
that I
either.
right.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to be like kind of like in a
I want to be in a commune. I want to be with people, but it has to be like people that I trust.
familiar with.
Right.
Yeah.
like, and then you want farmland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't like, you can't just go to the store anymore.
Yeah.
No.
You can raid the store, but you can't just go to it.
And then we have like cattle,
Yeah.
and then we have also like
There would be shifts. Like we're going hunting today. You guys stay in or whatever.
yeah.
Um,
Damn, that would be. We'd have to go up to the mountain to like.
yeah.
hunt
How
and
long is that
stuff.
trip for walking?
I
I know it's fun. I vision this story in the fall and winter.
Yeah,
I don't know why I jumped to that. It's not in the summer. It's spring,
Because
in the
plaid
fall
is
and
so
winter.
fashionable. Everybody, because we would all be wearing plaid.
No, I mean like this situation. I always
Yeah.
assume it's gonna be cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it was always painted because it's just like
That's how it's
despair.
painted in media. It's like
Really?
nobody's ever like sweating. Like The Walking Dead is the first one that made it, where
In
like people are in the middle of
spring-ish.
the fucking summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's definitely it. Like we're setting up camp, we're raiding CVS's and like food lines for everything that they got.
I mean, there's probably no point even going in there. I'm sure they're already been rated out.
It depends on what time in the event you are at. But like, if you're a close one, it's worth checking out.
I tell you what,
Yeah.
the first thing I probably would steal if we were like, let's say that we're had abandoned our cars.
Yeah,
We're walking. Try to find some horses and try to like steal some horses and
Yeah.
just load it up like that and just trek it like that.
that's not a bad plan.
Yeah.
I think it would suck for whoever owned the horses, but maybe they're dead. Who the fuck knows?
Then maybe they had to they abandoned them,
Yeah.
abandoned the horses. But I think like trying to, if we could secure some horses, that'd be our best bet to trying to like making our journey a lot easier.
What about gasoline generator?
Well, we can't carry a generator on our back.
I know, but we're gonna physically find one.
It depends if we had a car. If that would be the second thing about the car thing is like trying to go to a gas station. I'm sure every gas station is getting filled up or with people with just trying to fill up tanks.
They did it with the gas station. What was it when the gas was shortage or something?
Yeah.
California. Yeah,
That was crazy.
It didn't last long at all.
Well, I
It was
mean, do you
like-
remember seeing the lines? There was lines down the road for gas.
People getting like stupid shit and putting gas in it.
yeah.
It's interesting how humans act like savages
yeah.
during time of crisis like that. Like
Because
they don't
there's
put no
all
laws
reason
down.
goes out of the window, and it's all the emotional reaction to being stressed out.
Yeah, put something in the bag. Like what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
I mean, just look at like what happens like when there's a state of emergency. Like people go and raid the bread and milk section fast. It's like it's
I need
immediately
the
gone.
bread and milk. Remember that guy? Big DeBito, whatever.
yeah, I did on
Where's the
TikTok.
bread and milk?
It's a little silly, but it does happen. So I think that like, if we're within the hour, like go to the nearest food place and like punch some people and get some shit, because that's the chaos that's gonna happen. We're walking down to Virginia. I think we get 2 months, like Tay was saying. Like we get 2 months of like food supplies, like relatively easily accessible food supplies for like canned goods and stuff, and like leftover stores and abandoned places and shit like that.
I'd feel so much more comfortable that when like had a group of people with me
Yeah.
versus like trying to do this by myself because I'd be like
Me
I have
too.
no idea how the fuck to like
Yeah,
to walk through. Even just trying to figure it out by like
map.
like by map.
Yeah, you would have to.
Oh,
learn
I
how to
guess
do that.
I guess that would be the second probably thing would probably need to think of. Is like I need a paper map to
Yeah.
get there.
We need a paper and we need to protect it. Yeah, I think so. You're definitely the guy that wants to group up, right?
For sure.
I feel like we're all the kind of like we want to group up and like be together,
right.
right? Like I don't feel like Tay, are you gonna loan it out?
Yeah, I'll be down because it's the
Yeah.
country area.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, we got to think smart about this because since we got to think how much calories and stuff we're burning.
Right.
We got to be really, like for me, I would rather give my food to someone else till I fucking pass out. I wish I will need food, but
Yeah.
if I don't need it right now.
Well, rationing. We'd have to come up with like some kind of rationing system where you're like, you get this much, and then we'd have to probably figure out like you need this many calories per day, and this is the amount we're gonna have to. Someone had to do a lot of math crunching.
Good thing you're into calories and shit.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I could do the math, but I don't fucking want to.
Yeah, and we had to be really strict about that.
Yeah.
And there'll be a point in time where we do have to hunt.
If we're walking, and then there's a point where we would have to. But even like field dressing, the meat that we collect from that, we'd have to make a lot of jerky.
Yeah,
you would have to make like we couldn't even.
Yeah, you would have
dry
to,
meat's more safe.
We'd have to dry the meat out, and it'd just be eating jerky. I think that's what the settlers had to do. I mean, essentially, is the
pirates
fucking.
did it too, no that shit.
That's what the Manifest Destiny ate. It's like jerky and like canned shit.
It lasts a long time.
That's the only thing that's going to be able to.
You either need to like salt cure it or smoke cure it.
Yeah.
One of those two.
And she's gonna make purified water too.
Yeah.
That's also something where I was like, if I was reading the REI, like probably trying to get one of those water tubes where you could drink like
Life straw or whatever.
Yeah, like it's like it filters the water, so you could drink raw like water out without getting sick or something.
So you got something interesting here. So say we at your base.
Well, it's okay. So we finally make it to Virginia.
Yeah.
About a week later, we finally get in contact. We're in the woods hunting. We see an Anunnaki face to face.
Oh yeah,
And
I
it
forgot
says-
I wrote that. That's
It's
a
like
good
say
thing.
like me and you hunting for deer that morning, and there's
Oh, we actually see. I say we.
I'll lay low.
I'll lay low for
yeah.
sure. I do not want
I
zero
really
contact.
genuinely expect a crocodile to say I would try to fight it because you just strike me as that kind of like,
Granted, they're 10 feet
like,
tall.
yeah.
They got it way. They're 10 feet tall, like thousands.
Dude, I'd probably no, dude. Look at me, just annihilate. Probably make my head explode or something. I'd try to be like thinking they were like this is like keep my mind black. I'm like, don't read my thoughts. Don't read my
Yeah,
thoughts.
I'm
So this
fucking-
is when it gets like War of the Worlds right here.
Yeah.
Well, first
or
we need
signs. You just throw water at it. see
the
if it
first thing
melts.
to do is like recon. Trying to understand like what does this thing can do, what can it not do, type deal. Like
What do they look like? Are they like human angels?
the closest thing is like giant kind of human, like
they're
elevated
humanoid, like
humanoid in shape.
let's just say they look like just standard ass aliens, just
The
tall,
gray, tall.
tall. Yeah, they're
Gotcha,
just like.
Mm-hmm.
Or you look at that thing, you're like, that's a fucking alien.
But they're strong and they're tall. They're like 9 to 10 feet
Like
tall.
Avatar size.
Yeah, they're fucking massive boys.
Yeah, they can throw us around. They can tear us apart literally.
Yeah.
But let's say like we have zero contact. We don't know what's going on anymore. There's our phones are dead. We are literally
No
roughing
connection.
it. We're trying to manually walk our way to Virginia,
Yeah,
to a safe area.
It's all a matter of like
I'm
getting
getting chills with this story too.
Yeah.
This
it's
is
a
like a
fun
real
movie.
thing to do.
It's a fun
Yeah.
movie. We should write it.
And it's scary.
Yeah.
But this
why,
is
why
like,
would
but
we call a movie like this?
the road
I
or
was thinking
something.
That's
Yeah.
fun. I was
The
thinking
trail.
I was
The
thinking the
trail.
trail.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I think the
Nice.
exact same thing.
Alien Trail, whatever the fuck, some shit like
The
that.
Oregon Trail.
The Virginia Trail.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
VA Trail.
Oh, you know what we could do? Actually, I just thought this. Like, if we got cut off from the main road, we could do the Appalachian Trail, an actual trail we could just follow
Yeah.
to Virginia. And then
You think we
walk
can
away.
like stop by Frederick's place?
Oh, in Fayetteville?
Yeah.
We might. What do you want from Fresh?
We won't stay there.
He's got a
clearly.
couple pigs. We'll pick him up. Fred, we'll pick you up.
Yeah, he like stay there for a while. Like we just
Yeah.
maybe 2 days.
Camp down.
Settle down, let people rest a bit.
Yeah,
then we
like-
move out your way. You can
Yeah.
come with us, or you can stay here.
I doubt. I don't know.
Good to him though. I ain't gonna argue against him.
He's got a couple pigs. He'll figure it out.
I would just imagine everything would be in a state of panic. Like people would just be all over.
Yeah.
But
I,
I
feel like
think
Fred would be the kind of guy to like hunker down and like fucking
for sure.
not move. Yeah.
I think people would just be grouping up, like trying to go to their families and everything. If you want to take a realistic approach to this, yeah, it'd just be like. But I would say like
You know what the most annoying part about this is going to be? Is every time you run into somebody that was like an alien truther.
No, they're gonna be
you
like
just
so
say,
annoying about it.
They're
like,
gonna be fucking. I would want to attack them just to shut them up.
he was crazy. He's
Yeah,
out of his
that's
mind. I had to put him down.
What?
It's like if you walk up to somebody and they were like alien truthers, they were like, "See, I fucking told you," I'd punch them in the face.
Someone said, "I was right. I was right."
Yeah, I was right. Aliens are real. They're here. Just like,
Shut up.
get the fuck out of
Or
here.
does someone bring out the Bible or some
Yeah.
shit? What's that movie, The Mist?
Yeah, that's annoying.
The crazy.
I'm glad that there's no jail because I'm going to it if that was the case. It's fucking annoying. Anyway,
So we're all right. Let's say
so you encounter an Anunnaki face to face. You're doing recon. How the fuck are you doing recon on a thing that has potentially higher perception than you do?
all right. So let's paint that picture here. Like
How are
me
we
and Tay.
alien versus predator in this?
All right, me and Tay are out in the woods.
I can see
We're
on the
hunting,
ground.
right? I would immediately say lay down right
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
and then just I'm like stay still, don't breathe, like, and then just try to observe it as best as possible. It's like if we have eyes on it, what is it doing? Like just walking in a field.
It's like
I would try to figure out like yeah. Well, firstly, like what sounds does it make?
Yeah.
What is it moving? Is it looking for something?
echolocation and all that shit.
Is it? How does it speak? How does it move? Does it have a scent? Can it smell us?
Mm-hmm.
Can it?
Are you just kind of like watching to answer all these questions?
Try to like answer as best, like to see what it can and can't do. That'd be my first thought. It's like hunting an animal. It's like you're trying to understand what this is and then what it can do and what it not do.
Yeah.
So if wind is blowing from my back and it blows towards it, can it smell me?
Right.
How good is its senses? Can it see well?
Does it breathe?
What is my
oxygen?
advantages? What are my disadvantages against this thing? That would be my first instinct.
That'd be the problem solving.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the only thing I can do is like just try to figure. And I hope this thing just can't annihilate me or doesn't take me or something.
So when
like
it
that.
comes to these stores, is the internet available?
No.
I'm assuming not. I'm assuming that there's been some sort of like infrastructural.
At this point, I would just imagine power. It's just EMP. They nuked our electric system. It's
because
out.
the scenario here is not that there's just aliens landing. It's that there's aliens landing with the intention of taking over the planet.
Yeah.
So if that was the case, I'm sure all our electronics are like shagged.
Let's
at one
say-
point.
Let's say that we got out of the city, right? We're in the
Mm-hmm.
woods. They've already annihilated every city. They're burning on the ground.
Yeah,
There's
not
millions of
looking good.
people running around, going every which direction.
Yeah, it's not good.
There's probably other people. We're probably in
We're
giant.
probably running into a couple of other people.
I
yeah.
would imagine, like, if I was with your guys' group, like, let's say it's like us and our families and our loved ones, I would say that's a group fine. If we run into any bigger group, do not be in that bigger group. We do not want to be. If we're being invaded and stuff, we need to be in our own little group. Do not get in one massive group because we're gonna get annihilated like that.
It's also too much opportunity for disagreement and like fight and conflict.
And then people are definitely gonna look for like a leader, and then
Yeah.
they're gonna get, it could go sideways. And
You'll lead to frustration.
yeah, I would say just like stay away from massive groups of people because that's also gonna be a big target
Yeah.
anyway. So
What if maybe 2 months in, 3 months in, we settle down, then another group of people come near us?
like we find it like an area.
No, they come to us. Like they're looking
Like
for
we made it to your farm.
and we're
we've
settled,
settled.
down.
Oh, okay. So we finally make it to Virginia. I think the first thing. Okay, so how do we get there? What do we establish first? I think we probably need to establish some type of way to sustain ourselves.
Yeah,
We need to find a water system. We do have animals.
we're
so
probably collecting rainwater.
collecting rainwater. Probably like someone picked up a survival book and we're trying to, and probably to start figure out probably what's going on the outside world. Trying to figure out like by radio or something like that and then probably trying to stock up on certain things.
Find
Yeah.
a generator and all that shit.
But
Find-
I would probably we'd probably have to divide everyone up into a group. Like you are going to go forage. You're going to go find berries and shit like that. You are going to
You take
start
care of the cattle.
probably cutting down firewood,
Yeah.
stuff like that. You guys are going to start working on cultivating somewhere to farm and stuff like that. That would be like my first instinct. And then someone would be working on defenses. So I'd probably start building up a fence around a house or something like that.
Yeah, that would be
Not
my
for the
first thought.
aliens, but just for just to keep
Other
general people out.
Yeah,
And if you do run across, and let's say that we are in this like commune where we kind of have something going now. Now there's other groups going down. They see that we have lights, stuff like that, or like they see our fire. They come up. I would say they can't join us, but we can trade with them.
Yeah.
Maybe we can barter something. That maybe that they need medicine and we need food or we need seeds or something like that. It would kind of be a back and
I'd be
forth.
sketchy because they could be like a spy, like checking in. They want something, but they're like, say they grab something, they're looking around to like, oh, some guy over there blah blah
There's
blah.
like scouters
checking in, they're gonna tell the info.
to like a raid. Yeah,
The
we
intel to the saloon.
definitely need some, and that's the point where like I hate.
I would not trust anyone.
I hate that that's always like where it ends up at, but I feel like it's human nature to like want to take advantage of people that are like willing to help.
It's
and,
survival.
like, finding out those things, and so like I hate that it always devolves to that, but you probably would have to like be armed up and be like super highly defensive of your
because you don't know like
situation.
how desperate these people are going to be about.
Protect your camp. Yeah, it maybe to lead to situations you don't want to do. Sadly, no one wants to do that. But it's about protecting my people, and you guys are insane. I would be happily to trade. And join, but
you can't join us.
Can't join us. No.
Yeah, I would build up defenses, build up some type of wall, and then probably just start trying to figure out how we're going to be sustainable in that area. Or maybe it can't be sustainable. Like maybe we're going to have a water source or something like that. But
you know, we have to find something else.
But I know, like at home, we do have a farm. We do have like cattle and stuff, and we do have like a well.
Yeah.
So I know we're okay on those two things. Yeah. That's why I'm going to Virginia.
Scout some books, some fire.
Oh yeah, ramp stalking. Like maybe we go to abandoned houses and just take whatever they had nailed down.
Break the house down too. Take that wood there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just like start building, and then probably figure out how to start making bullets. Like
eventually to the arrows.
Because like if that's one thing is, or probably like that would probably be the smartest thing is like just de-evolve from like guns are our highest priority for like safety, but probably starting to figure out like we stock up on bows, like, and there's probably
make bows because they're not particularly difficult.
I will be honest, from my not no knowledge behind it, but people would rather pick up a gun and a bullet in the store. When an incident happens, right, like this, people are not running to the bow and arrows.
No.
They're running to the machine guns and handguns and all that shit, right? And so I think it's more chance of finding spare arrows, maybe.
Yeah, but you can also make your own arrow too.
Yeah,
that would be the ideal thing.
Yeah, we had to lead it to that, and
I think that this is really interesting to me because we're talking about how we would survive and like we encounter like an alien being and stuff like that. This is looking more and more like The Last of Us and more like
The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead and more like
because
the movie with the silent agents, the John Krasinski movie.
Oh, I know you're talking about the Quiet Place.
The Quiet Place, like the Quiet Place situation. Like that's kind of what it always evolves into, right? When humanity gets put out of civilization,
it's never we're really worried about alien, or it's like the monsters.
Walking Dead does it perfectly.
We're always worried about other humans.
I agree.
Walking Dead does it. That's what the monsters are the humans.
Yeah.
You would think everyone work together. Same with The Last of Us too.
Because in that situation, is like if the aliens are so powerful, we're just like we don't know how powerful they are. So we only know what we know how to defend against as other humans.
At what point is the United Nations defeated? Like what?
I think so. That's the other thing that I was going to think about. It's like I think that at this point, because it is a global threat, like we don't have a United States Army and a European army. We have a United Nations army, and we're all commonly trying to address this threat. And I think that like it's defeated at the point where like there is no ability to communicate intentions or execute any other defensive measures, right? So like we threw everything that we had at them, they annihilated command centers, and there's like literally nobody else to call the shots. I think that's when it's defeated. Like when
that's insane to think of. Like, what the fuck did we do? Like when we like did even like our defenses are like we can't help you guys. So did we just back down?
No, at this point it's just like everybody.
Every man for himself.
Every man for. I feel like at this point there would be a broadcast that says the United Nations has been officially defeated. This is a world-ending event that we cannot recover from. It's every man fending for themselves. Find your people. Stay close.
I'd say there's. Yeah. Well, I don't know if they would even say that. They would probably just be like, "With this nation has fallen. Please take shelter as best possible and defend yourself as best possible."
Yeah,
planes are instantly getting shot down from ships.
I would say that like if we try to find some military tech or something like that, try to find and just stock up as best possible, and I think at some point we probably have to have like after we've probably lived on this area, as long as we've not been attacked by other people or aliens or whatever. Probably send out a scouting group, like someone like maybe like a group of like 5 willing suspendable people, probably us because we're like young and we can travel far. I say they probably send us out there, And then it's just kind of us to go to the nearest town and see how that's holding up, see if we can get supplies. Probably doing a lot of what's called cold camping, is where we don't camp at the fire. Mm-hmm. Just a lot of like
blankets and shit. And then we just camp out in the dark. And it's at that point, we're just going to be fucking men about it.
You have to.
I mean, it's just like, and it's just the mental state of us is going to be bad.
That is the point where I unjokingly... I'm snapping. I'm thinking I'm snapping.
That's one we gotta like. I know that's not real.
Yeah.
But we gotta make an agreement. Don't. Lose
I'm not gonna
sanity.
fucking blow myself. I'm not gonna like kill myself.
The situation makes make everyone freak out.
Yeah.
Keep your calm. Go vent. Punch a wall outside.
Don't
let the shit out.
But like the morality is gonna be massively down.
Yeah, it is.
At this point, it's gonna be like, what's the point?
That's the fact though. But we gotta make it.
That's a bad thing about like. This situation is like, what's the point of even surviving? Like that's gonna be the thoughts of Bryan. He's gonna be like, what's the point of this?
Yeah.
There's no point. I don't want to live in this world.
I'm at that point.
Put the gun down.
I hit that
Those
point.
bulls are expensive, young man. Don't waste them on yourself.
He like Bryan, like, I got this. Get the fuck away from me.
I'm fucking doing it.
Like, tie down, grab him.
Put the gun down.
Crockett has to like punch me in the face and like hold me down.
He looks at me.
He's like, he's like, hold him down. You got him tied to a tree. He's like,
like fucking let me go.
This is getting real. It's getting too real.
Yeah, that's like just lock him up. Not lock him up, but put him in a room.
It's gonna be really bad though when we hit a situation where someone has like a toothache or something.
I am telling you, this is me half joking,
like
half
viruses,
not.
Diarrhea,
the moment
like
that I break a bone and I have to walk 10 miles, hey, leave me out of it.
Do not twist your ankle. Like that's
leave me out of it.
What if you like walk and get a bear trap stuck on your fucking ankle?
Kill myself.
You probably die.
Yeah.
I mean, you're probably just
the infection will probably get you more than anything.
But dude, just imagine that. Like it's probably 12 days of just agony until your leg falls off.
Well, that's really the devastating thing about
amputating it.
Like everybody thinks that they can survive long enough to like have some sort of like meaningful impact on their survival, but like when you get sick and there's not ibuprofen.
That's how I'm thinking of medical.
When you get sick and there's no bloody penicillin, you get bit by something. It's like you're fucked. You
just eat something, or you just eat, or you drink
bad
water that's just not unsanitary, and then it's just like
how
now you have the diarrhea.
Yeah, you know how people used to die of dysentery when they were walking across.
Dysentery.
Dysentery. Yeah, sorry, the British came out.
But yeah, just shitting yourself to death.
Yeah.
What a fucking way to go during the alien invasion is you shit yourself to death.
And that's going to happen a lot more than people think. Yeah. None of you are going to make it to the cool bit about surviving. None of you are going to be doing anything cool with a knife. You're not going to like wander around the world style. Yeah, you're not any of these people. All of us are dying shitting. That's what we're going to happen.
You don't have plot armor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're all dying.
And then it's everyone like in there like, God, I wish I would have fucking paid attention to that Bear Grylls episode like 16 years ago.
Yeah. There will... You think there's a chance that we can come back?
No. After that, it's...
I think we go to the Dark Ages.
I think it would be something like that. Like it would be like a complete and total reset.
Science or humanity.
Like it would be like hundreds of years of history have to happen again.
Could they literally...
It'd be thousands of years. We'd get set back down to settle. Like,
well, we would be slaves.
Dude, there's going to be some fuckery happening where it's like people getting enslaved, people getting like...
Yeah. I keep forgetting that this is about an alien threat.
Yeah, because it leads to the... So put it this way. Mm-hmm. We're trying to survive from Anunnaki, right?
Yeah.
But they give you the opportunity to be slaves. Mm-hmm. Yeah, to work all your life.
I was talking about other humans slaving each other.
No, I'm talking about the aliens, but they will feed you.
Yeah.
You won't.
What's these things want to eat humans?
I don't think so.
I've not even thought about like, yeah, we maybe saw one and we just hid, but I'm just thinking of like, this is like, I'm not even thinking about them attacking me right now. I'm just trying to think of like, how am I going to survive like on my own out in the woods? How are we going to find supplies? How are we going to deal with other humans? Mm-hmm. If an alien comes knocking at the door, I think we're just fucked. I don't think
it depends on what. Yeah, I think it really does.
Unless we could kill one and then kind of like take their technology and try to learn from that or something.
There's gonna be a point where I'm like,
we gotta find.
No, I gotta go back to Charlotte.
Yeah,
and get what I need here.
You can't go back. They annihilate it. Let's say they just burnt. They Shin Godzilla it. They annihilated it.
It's a fucking it's a nightmare.
Charlotte doesn't exist.
It's like red vines everywhere.
That's a really fucked up thing is that there's a point in time, like after we have survived to mid a camp, and like maybe we haven't ran into any aliens, or maybe we haven't done anything fucking crazy like that. But there's a point in time where like places just don't exist. Yeah. Like there's nothing in that area.
I just thought of really terrifying thing is like, dude, what have we been living in Virginia for 5 years?
And
we just don't know we don't know what's happening.
I think about that earlier. Like, what if the world actually did moved on? And
we've been living there for so long, but there's just like there's no power or anything.
It's like fucking.
But we never knew
21 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where it's like we've been down there for so long that we actually have no idea if like people are dead.
Yeah, that's exactly how I would imagine is like if we don't have like let's say like Virginia was like a very like stronghold place because it's in the middle of nowhere, we didn't really get bothered. But let's say it's been like 2.5 years and we don't know. That's where I'm saying like that's where the scouting team would come through.
Yeah, at some point we have to wander out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't stay there forever.
So maybe we would go to like we'd go to town, like us three. Like let's say that like we pack up. What we taking? How are we gonna handle this?
The basics: food, water, knife, protection of anything.
So all right, camping gear.
Our crafting inventory.
Probably one tent. We all have to sleep on top of each other.
Yeah. That's
it's a one-man tent. Where
actually it's warm.
Yeah, I can cuddle.
Okay.
You'd be warm too.
That would be warm. We have to sleep naked. You guys okay with that?
Yeah. Sure.
All right. No farting in the tent.
Morning.
Do not kill us.
Awkward, yeah. I want.
At this point, who cares? It doesn't matter anymore.
You wouldn't care that.
We're cavemen at this point.
Yeah, it's nice.
Dude, we're probably making some sick threads out of some deer fur or something.
Yeah,
that'd probably be the first thing I'd have to imagine is like, oh shit, dude.
Eat a lot of fat.
Well, like sustainability for like hunting, but like, what is gonna happen to the animal population during this? It would probably spike up.
It'll grow up.
Yeah. Need to hear the saying, nature will heal.
Yeah, literally.
Well, probably like overpopulation. There probably might be too many.
Well, that's why that's good.
Yeah,
we can munch them.
So I imagine we're all wearing like we're all probably dressed like we're back in the Stone Age. We're in the settlement times.
I will finally not be fat. I will be a skinny man.
You'd probably last longer than me and Tay now.
Yeah, actually, you would because you got more body mass on you.
Yeah.
So you have more calories to burn, shit like that. So.
But yeah, it's an interesting. I like how they always end up like in that direction because like we inevitably end up being more afraid of
humans
of other people than like the threat itself.
Yeah.
Because the threat feels so out of our control.
Yeah.
Like we kind of don't have a choice but to just be like, that's not my problem.
Okay. So I'd like to imagine though when we do go on that scouting trip, like back. So let's say that we're gonna go back to Charlotte or we're gonna go back to a major city and we're gonna figure out what's going on in the outside world. It's been 2.5 years. We need to figure out what's happening. We're dressed like cavemen right now. We're dressed like settlers. I say if we do see an alien out there walking again, I say we try to take it on now. Yeah, I say we got to figure this shit out.
Fucking.
I'm willing to make that sacrifice.
Take his laser gun or whatever.
Got the ray gun from Call of Duty,
massive sheath it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the only thing. It's like
I feel like that will take a long time for us. That's not gonna take a long time for the big cities. Like it's gonna.
Or maybe we don't attack it.
We're gonna get to a point where like the first rated report is just like we have killed our first alien. They can bleed. Yeah.
If it bleeds, it can die. That's from Predator. We're all dressed like we're just in mud. We're like,
you see me in the woods, like.
Do the sound.
How are you doing now?
Yeah.
How you doing now?
Yeah. And then I'm like, it's like I'm like I got like mud, and I'm just like laying against a tree, like the alien walks by, and then my eyes are like.
I'm walking, and you're like, yo, why you stop? I'm just looking at the trees. I'm shaving.
It's like
Predator is such a badass fucking movie.
Me and watching that.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
Or instead of attacking it, we try to open. Maybe you can try to communicate. Maybe we can. Maybe it doesn't. Like they just want to. Since they conquered, maybe they don't. Like,
there will be some.
They don't care about small fries. They're like whatever.
And there will be tech scavenged around some area.
Yeah, for sure.
Crashed ship. We could do something with it. None of us are geniuses.
Yeah, I could. I'm not a genius, and I'm not claiming to like figure out how to use alien technology or how to like reverse engineer it. But if you give me enough time,
I'm gonna build me a suit
with a fucking alien gun, I'll learn how to shoot it.
I'd be first like, oh, you know, we need one of those like little things, the dial things that can detect radiation.
Yeah.
I forget
Geiger counter.
Geiger counter. I think we need to find one of those
to see if they're. You know what's really funny? This is such a man discussion because we have completely stopped thinking about the realistic survival of the alien, and now we're thinking of us like, yeah, I can build a gun out of alien parts. You know,
that's you. Yeah. No, that's you. I'm thinking about trying to trade with this thing. Like I'm trying to like maybe it doesn't.
Yeah.
I know. I'm talking about trying to kill it, like strangle it to death.
So like, it's just
I said stay away from him.
Yeah.
Well, that would like after 2 years, I'm just like, we got to figure shit out.
Nah, because with one man down, makes the group weaker.
That's true. But it's kind of like the Quiet Place, right? Like after one time, like after a long time, you kind of back yourself up into a corner. Like you have to attack.
Dumb what they had. They were dumb having a baby.
And she was pregnant prior to the invasion.
Yeah, like, oh, was she really?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
She was pregnant prior to the
Was she pregnant the first one or the second one? Was it the first one she was pregnant?
No, she was pregnant.
She got pregnant in the second.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah.
Yeah,
that
like,
was stupid.
Why would you do that? The loudest fucking thing in the world.
Yeah.
Louder than a nuclear bomb.
That's fucking child.
You see those memes?
Yeah. Just pull out at that point. You know? Like if you're in the middle of the world and then just pull out.
You know what sucks is there's gonna be not any new movies anymore coming out.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Is that what you were?
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about that.
That'd be a bummer.
We be the movie. We are the movie.
Yeah.
I gotta get a generator so I can play Skyrim and Metal Gear Solid 5.
If you like find it and someone's online,
someone in China, like the fuck,
and they actually communicate that way.
Damn, Xbox Live saves my life.
Yeah.
Or you log on to play fucking Call of Duty and you just hear the clicking on the other side.
What do you go to? Okay, what do we found power and the internet was working? What's the first thing you go to? Twitter or YouTube or what?
Actually,
I gotta check my Twitter.
I will check Twitter and see what's happening.
Yeah.
It'd
to see if
like,
people were like, it'd just probably be a bunch of old messages.
Probably 10 days ago, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Like 3 years ago.
But it would be something interesting. Like you see maybe a few tweets.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not, because those servers would just be down. No one's paying for them, so they just went down.
Yeah, that's
There's
true.
no one maintaining them.
Yeah.
Most of everything would just be collapsed.
Yeah.
Books.
It is incredible how quickly modern society would collapse in on itself.
I mentioned that last time, how we rely on tech. And how we would be screwed.
It is
compared to earlier.
What I'm talking about modern society is kind of like infrastructure that we have. Like it collapses on itself almost immediately. With nobody, like when people are not maintaining it, it takes less than 6 months for everything to be
like for me, like fuck, I can't see.
Yeah, you need glasses, right?
Yeah, so
me too.
I'm gonna be weaker in terms of like situations.
You need to find some spectacles, my man.
Yeah, I don't know how to see.
I think a side project would have once we have like kind of camp there, like we have our base set up, is probably make it like a bunker, like emergency like place to hide.
This reminds me of Dr. Stone. The anime Dr. Stone.
Yeah, it would be just like that,
figure
dude.
Shit out from scratch.
We'd probably need to like start collecting like a rated library for like technical books like on how to make stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be like once we're settled and safe, that would be like my next priority.
I mean, education is going to be our biggest thing. Is like trying to.
You got to be smart as possible.
Collect information, all you can. Learn how to problem solve.
Like you can't rely on someone else either. Like they might be a huge jerk or something. You gotta rely on yourself.
Yeah.
That would be like the person immediately to take in charge is like someone that could like that knows these type of like survival situations.
Yeah.
I'd be trying to look up like YouTube videos and like
I have a lot of authority issues. I feel like I would be.
Nah, I think you would submit real fast.
No,
I think you would be like immediately latching on to the first person who knew what they were talking about.
No, I think I would want to group up really quickly, but I do have legitimate like authority issues. Like if someone told me what to do, I'd just be like.
No, they're not telling you what to do. They're like, hey,
it's beneficial to all of us, not just me.
It's just like there's something in there that like I would struggle with the idea of a non-democracy.
I will establish there's no leadership here.
Yeah.
Just be smart.
Nah, I think people would look straight into a leader. I think what would happen is like the one guy who knew what he was talking about like if you put that water up in the sunlight for like 72 hours, it'll kind of transparent and you won't get so sick. That guy's gonna immediately be like, people are gonna just kind of like wake up and like look to him, be like, hey, so how do you do this? And they're like, okay, like
people need that guy. Like people need that.
People 100%
institutional knowledge. Like I just don't like the idea of a non-democracy or like a non.
I think we'd
like
keep
like a dictatorship model.
But it wouldn't be even like a dictatorship model. I think people would just follow suit because people kind of do that in times anyway. Because they just look towards for like leadership.
Like gather some snow, melt it later, mix some water out of that.
Yeah. Like I feel like I'd be okay with like getting knowledge from people, but the moment someone's like, I'm the leader here, I'd just be like, we gotta.
Well, there's definitely gonna be that guy, but I think I don't want to follow that guy. The guy who's trying to become the leader.
It's like we gotta.
But I think
re-examine this.
And out of every group, there's gonna be one person where they're listening to that person mostly.
Yeah. You guys really do not understand the amount of internal turmoil I go through daily life because of authority issues. Like people will tell me like the nicest thing. But as soon as they tell me to do something, I'm like, go fuck yourself. I don't want to do it.
I don't know. This could be like, what this like helped? Like this, like all your anxiety and everything went out of the window because you like just kind of became a caveman.
I promise you, this is the last scenario that would heal my anxiety.
Yeah, no, but there's a point where you have to get it together.
You have to function.
Yeah.
You have to function and
this
you have to figure it out.
This is where it comes like, this is my life.
Yeah. And with enough time, like that becomes normalcy, you know? Like, that's just the new normal. I forgot about the fucking jug again. I just don't.
Listen, this is what we be drinking out of.
Yeah.
I can't have that tin can shit, like, ding, ding, like, we can't have, like, alien's going to hear us.
I guess.
I'm over drinking jugs of water. Yeah. I'm going to have a rope here. It's going to be tied to my backpack.
Just fucking hit you in the ass every time you take
I'm assuming they won't be able to track us because we don't have any tech around.
I mean, we have to take all the tech off. I don't know. I mean, heat signatures. We don't know. I mean, we have to get mud. Might actually have to be a predator's type of situation. Bartering. What the fuck do we barter with? I mean, is currency going to still be available?
No. That's gone in like the first 3 months.
Currency is your life.
Yeah.
Or a figure.
Food would be the next currency.
Yeah.
Food and medical supplies. I mean, just like, imagine, essentially, we'd go back to 1700. What were they doing in 1700 and how are they traveling?
I mean, in the 1700s, they did have currency.
Yeah, but like, people are trading buckskins. That's where the word buck comes from.
A cow for 2 pigs or some shit.
Yeah.
A cow.
It's going to be a barter system. It'll be...
Dude, we're really back in the Stone Age when I buy someone's wife or like a chicken. Like, I'll give you 2 chickens and a cow for your girlfriend. Like,
what the fuck are you talking about?
Bartering. They're bartering off their daughter to me.
We had never had to collect some chickens. That'd be the first animal to catch. Eggs.
Yeah, chickens do the extra.
Fucking fishing poles. Yeah. We definitely need to get some fishing poles.
Some rabbits. You don't like rabbits? Too bad. They reproduce really fast. Have a lot of babies.
They fuck a lot and they're delicious.
Mm-hmm. Deer would be the hardest thing to catch, but it can last a long time.
Yeah, you can smoke cure the meat, keep it around for a while.
Cattle would be like, trying to raise cattle would be like the main thing. And then try to use, probably trying to squeeze every...
Blackbird pie.
The what?
Blackbird pie.
Blackbird pie? What is that?
Blackberry.
Blackbird.
Oh, blackbird. Yeah. Fucking eat crow.
Yeah, you eat crows.
I mean,
is that where that term comes from? I'm eating crow.
Yeah. That sucks because they're so smart.
Yeah. I think doesn't crows have like, aren't they bad?
I don't know.
No,
I think they can make you sick, right?
No, crows are.
What if it's like one?
This is something where you would have to definitely know during the like. Can I eat that thing?
What if one thing happened, right? We got a good defense and no one can get past it, but we hear a knock on the door at night.
Oh, we got ghost.
No,
we can't go. Could you imagine having a ghost?
It's an Anunnaki creature, but he's want to help.
Do we trust him?
He doesn't agree with the politics of the Anunnaki raiding planets.
We got a rogue Anunnaki.
That's the movie right there.
He's like,
this was the first 20 minutes of the movie. That's the fucking movie.
This is the third movie.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm sorry what my kind did to you.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it.
I want to help.
There's like a couple of us, like 10 of us who...
I'm just like sitting there covered in mud like, I don't trust it. I don't trust your kind.
You're like, we have food, water, or whatever, because they got kicked out.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell they at. And they have tech, though.
Yeah.
Minimal tech.
That's how we come back, baby.
Yeah.
We help them out.
Brian betrayed us. He's like, take me with you.
Dude,
get me out of here.
Either I'm dying or we get some cool alien tech in that situation. Like, we have to figure something out with this fucking thing. It's like, it's been 3 years and an Anunnaki comes
That's
to
a
our
long
door.
time.
Yeah.
We're like advanced. Yeah. We're not the same person we was.
No.
Not because years of
you know it's gotta go crazy.
It's just the trauma.
Yeah, trauma, yeah.
You know crazy is a smell.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna smell.
It's gonna be stinky. Yeah. It's gonna be gross.
There will be no soap.
No.
Just bathe in the water, scrub yourself.
Yeah.
Get something off you.
I mean, it'll be fucking
I can't even imagine like
We'd be
probably
fucking
within the
in front of
fucking
each other.
the first like 6 months would be crazy.
Could
Could you imagine just not taking like a bath? What do you say?
I was like, we'd be fucking in front of each other. Like, it'll be fucking all hands on deck, baby. I don't even know what that means. I said that. I don't even know what that means.
He's got to be the first one to die. We're gonna have to hit him in the head with a rock or something. He's lost his mind already.
Yeah.
He's just talking about it.
The story is actually rather creepy. Seeing the scenario.
I'm already panicking a little bit.
Me too.
Like, I'm like, this is gonna suck, dude.
Yeah, it will suck. Because like how COVID did, that was like even like 1% of this situation.
That's like during COVID. I'm like, oh, I guess I'll leave the city. That was like this was my plan anyway.
I thought about none of this.
Just like trying to leave.
Yeah.
It's just how people react. It's funny how you mentioned it earlier. Like as we talk about this, we're actually forgetting about the aliens.
Yeah. Because the alien is like the least of our concerns. Yeah. To survive, and they're like 20% of it. You know, like we got to make sure that we don't run into them.
That's like death. That's like if I get near that, game over. Game over.
Yeah. But like most of the thing is like the slow death is really what you're trying to fight off.
That's like, what you basically essentially doing when you're fighting death at that point.
Yeah,
you're
staying warm, staying cold,
trying to stay alive to try to wait it out. That's essentially, or maybe you got to fight it out. Like who knows?
It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare situation all around, baby. You know what though? This is a really fun conversation though. Like I like thinking about what I would do in a situation that is like so outside of my control that I have no choice but to either go fucking insane or like deal with it. And like I don't know what camp I'm gonna be in. Like I don't know if when we hear the news,
we're just saying this right now.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I don't know what camp I'm gonna be in. Like maybe when I hear I hear the fucking broadcast and it's just like, dude, the aliens are here and it's the Anunnaki and they're coming for us. Maybe at that moment is the same moment that all of my brain waves collapse in on itself and I just fucking explode.
Well, we can kind of flip this. Now let's say that it's not like aliens. Let's say it's foreign. Could you imagine though, like?
Foreign invasion, I can handle mentally, like emotionally and mentally.
You'd be thrown into war.
Yeah. It'd be awful, but I can wrap my head around that emotionally. Alien comes around, I'm looking at the TV going, like,
dude,
I don't know what the
all
fuck
right,
I'm doing.
I just thought of a crazy thought. So we're like, all right, let's flip it. All right, so Chinese invasion, same thing. We walk to Virginia. They hit their power grid. I can see like all three of us out there. It's that fucking scene from Modern Warfare 2. We're in ghillie suits, but we got bows, right? And we're just like going to a field, and we're just like pulling back. Like we don't have any, like we're already ran out of bullets and everything, and we're just like slowly like sniping them, like with just. We immediately get shot. We have no military training, but like this would be badass, dude. To be in a fucking ghillie suit with a bow, like.
That was like such a spot on Captain Price.
Yeah. Do it again.
Do it again. Let's go.
It's always that British guy in the fucking Call of Duty game.
Oh, that's
remember,
so funny.
No rushing.
It's like fucking the ghost from the new game. The ghost from the new. I love his voice. So McTavish and Ghost.
Like, yeah. I bet you're pretty. It was like. I bet you're pretty underneath that mask.
Quite. No, he said, "Are you ugly under that mask?" Quite the opposite.
Quite the opposite.
I fucking love that.
Goddamn red coat.
Alpha 6.
Yeah, I feel like if like a foreign country invasion would suck, but I can emotionally wrap my head around the next steps.
So when they say these invasions though, like I always assume
we got 5 minutes.
It has to hit the West Coast first, right?
It depends. It's gonna hit. Well, foreign invasion is going to hit the east because that's where the White House.
These planes are going over.
They're hitting nuclear facilities first.
Yeah, but they're going to the East Coast. They're going over territories they shouldn't be in.
It depends on what avenue they take because it depends on the position of who's attacking. Because if it is someone that has to go through the West Coast, then they're probably gonna hit the West Coast first. But if it's someone that can go east and like land us through the east,
actually. No, I would say that like they probably come through Mexico.
South America.
They land in Mexico. They destabilize Mexico fat. Let's say like in actuality, they could probably what they could do.
We're saying this with the confidence of like political connoisseurs, by the way.
Well, I mean like the Cuban Missile Crisis. They put fucking missiles on Cuba. They blow up our infrastructure. They just hit us with a nuke like that. They weaken our systems. They bribe cartels. They bribe the government into Mexico, where they're like they easily infiltrate. They just put a bunch of agents there,
and then they turn the frogs gay.
And then they could like, well, I mean, they could just establish like a route on the Mexican border.
Yeah, but that would necessitate a lot of like. By the time that they either conquer Mexico to go in through the
no,
south.
no, 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 no. I'm not saying conquer Mexico. I'm saying they put in enough like special forces of just like hiding these people, where they're like they just like entry rush, where they like be able to establish a line where they can get a like an actual like solid like route where they can actually get like tanks and shit to come through.
But to do that, they would have to take out Mexico. Like they're either cooperate with Mexico, by which point we would find out, or they would have to take out Mexico, by which point we would
find out too late.
We would still find out.
I'm just saying though, like yeah, but we find out too late.
War doesn't really work in a surprise fashion.
This is like the U.S. I'm not saying that like we're not in a complete like overtake state but we're under attack for sure. There's enemies in the U.S. trying to conquer cities.
Yeah.
Now in a sense, like let's say fucking Texas is like gone. Like Texas is under a foreign control right now. We're fine up here, but we have to be on the alert.
No, yeah.
So that's the kind of the situation I'm painting, where there's an actual fucking war happening down in the South.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that like by the time that we get to the point where like they are coming in through Mexico or through the waters of Cuba or something like that, like war doesn't, like invasions don't happen kind of like that randomly. They happen kind of with like announcements. There's like, we are going to attack this place.
I'm saying like hypothetically is a surprise attack. Like they've been filtering in like these agents for a while. It's not massive, but it's special forces. It's special groups where they could do that.
So I'm reading things here. It's kind of impossible, really hard for any nation out there to invade us.
Or maybe they do attack Mexico or South America, and they're slowly working their way up.
They can potentially overwhelm us if they work their way up. But like it's never going to be a situation of like special surprise attack unless they drop a missile without warning.
See how inhumane that is. Inhumane that is.
Yeah.
For one country to like for China to take us by force or something, it's kind of impossible. I mean, if this was like probably like 10 years, 15 years ago, I would say Russia.
Yeah. Russia right now is more dangerous than China.
Well, we're kind of like...
I mean, they're getting their ass beat by Ukraine,
but like I'm saying, like more like China is more of a threat because it's just like cybersecurity and stuff like that. Just them taking our infrastructure down. But more or less, but by brute force, it would have to be more like a World War III situation. And I guess like, we could say that. In a World War III situation, we could get hit like that, where it would be like, it's not just one nation, it is like 3 or 4 nations trying to attack the U.S. And let's say they do get a couple bombs off, and we do have foreign invasions. What does cow meat taste like?
Crow.
Oh, crow meat. I was like...
Crows are edible, by the way.
Yeah. They are edible. Okay, good.
Blackbird pie.
They taste like wild duck.
Yummy. Oh,
dark.
I'm gonna give me some crow.
You never had duck?
Have you had duck?
It's greasy meat.
Yeah, delicious.
Yeah, duck is so good.
You had lamb?
I put it in my ramen.
Yeah,
we gotta get some lamb.
Yeah, we should. What are we doing today? No, I got Discord date with Libby. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Something like ramen.
You can say goodbye to Discord time when the aliens come down.
Yeah, it's fucking done.
Fucking know. Well, the internet stayed up though.
That'd be wild.
That would be damn. We should have that conversation too.
How many people are doing?
So many memes.
Okay, hold on. I'm about to derail this shit. What if it's like a Resident Evil situation where like that thing has happened?
You already lost me.
But humanity hasn't like collapsed into the weight of itself. Like there's just a new normal that some places are like dominated by this alien species and some places like particularly aren't. And like humanity still has access to technology.
Like school's gonna get shot up by aliens.
Yeah. Like that's just the new normal now, right?
Like this part.
How long until somebody makes an OnlyFans post about fucking one of these aliens?
And when the aliens will agree.
Huh?
This shit 9 is about the opposite of this, where these aliens got stuck on Earth.
Yeah.
And they're really peaceful creatures.
Yeah.
But we treat them like shit.
Right.
They're like in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
We treat them like lower class citizens. They live in like these small huts.
Mm-hmm.
They eat cat food.
Yeah.
What are you doing here, Greenie?
Yeah, it's like that. And they use their weapons. So a human can't use their weapon. It's DNA coded. So the creatures only can use the weapon.
Like Cyber Pass.
Yeah.
Or, fuck was it?
Cowboy versus.
So how would you? How is a quick question?
Psychopaths.
How would you feel where there's another sentient species on this planet?
Oh, absolutely. I would feel horrible if they were enslaved.
Like they say, like they're taking jobs, or
I would be cool with that.
Like one of them can be eligible to be president.
I'd fuck
the
with
military and all of that shit.
I don't know. I mean,
I'd fuck with it.
Yeah.
I'm down.
it'd be like seeing
I'm like a Mass
undocumented.
Effect.
But you go to Walmart, oh, it's an alien in his family.
Yeah. I'd be really cool with that. Actually,
Probably treat him like the Amish.
what the fuck does that even mean?
I've been to Pennsylvania.
Just treat him
Is
like
that
the
where they're
Amish.
from?
Like,
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh look.
There's a lot of them over there.
I'd be like, look, there's one of those. All right.
You ever seen those TikToks where they have phones and they gotta hide them?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are funny. Those are really fun. They hide them under they're like, I'm sneaking us into the.
Yeah, people
the
give
Amish.
them phones.
Yeah,
and
I
pay
saw a
them.
guy that broke away from the faith and like smuggles phones to
Under
teenagers. Under the bridge.
tunnel. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Oh, you on his phone, huh?
Yeah.
That's funny. That's so funny.
I think I would love for there to be another sentient species that like exists. In the
Could I ever
planet.
say like their Neanderthals still exist? We will treat them like shit.
Yeah, I think so. too.
Probably, yeah. For some people, yeah.
Some people want to fuck them.
What's all it leads to that? What's wrong with
That's all that I
That's
think
human
about.
being. That's
all that I
animals.
think about. Humans are so horny all of the time.
We're so stupid.
Yeah, we're
We're
stupid
primitive.
and
Just
horny
don't.
all of the time.
Some people are just dumb as bricks.
Yeah.
Some people
They
got bricks for
really-
brains. They only know 3 things like fight, feet, fuck.
So cut this
Fight
out.
feet, fuck.
Let me start. I'm gonna put this on blast.
That's the new shirt.